Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and the summer is coming to a close. And so I've just been kind of putting together all of the summer pickups that I was able to make, just to kind of do somewhat of a small recap. I'll probably do a more official video at some point when the summer is over, because there's still probably a few more games that I'll wind up snagging if I run into something worthwhile. But I figured I'd just take a quick second to do a quick overview of a lot of what I was able to pick up this summer, um, and also talk about some changes as well. So I want to start off just by talking about some sales. So over the past week or so, or really 2 weeks, I started engaging in more selling. So roughly up to around $460 in sales. I have a target goal of about $1,000 in sales. Once I hit that target, that will more than cover what was spent over this past summer picking up a lot of what you see here, because believe it or not, a lot of these games were purchased extremely cheap. A lot of these pickups were $5 or under, and some of these were actually free. So we'll talk about just each box. We'll go through the different sections, and I'll just kind of talk a little bit about how I was able to find a lot of what you'll see in this video. So let's start off with the 360. So we all knew that the summer was gonna end with the 360 store closing, or actually we knew that the store was gonna close actually in the middle of the summer, probably is a better description, and that a lot of the games that was once available only via the store and physically would be now exclusive to just physical. That's not what drove a lot of my 360 purchases. In fact, I had a very low number of 360 games purchased this summer, until I walked into a GameStop and pretty much picked up the bulk of the games that you see here in one shot. So a lot of what was purchased, I would say, over the summer, I got almost like in one day just by stopping at one of my local GameStops. And I'll go over some highlights with you just of some of the more notable finds for this summer. So up here we have some of the cheaper end games, roughly around $10 and under. Over here we have the games that are, between 10 and 20 to 25 bucks. And then once you start getting over here, we start getting into the more high dollar games. So just starting over here, some of the games that I was pretty happy to add back into the collection were the Prince of Persia games. I'm a big fan of, action adventure games, and so bringing these two back into the collection was great. Also Conan, this was a more recent pickup. I was glad to add Conan back into my 360 collection. That was a good find. Reckoning was also a fun pickup, and Sacred 2, along with both prototype games. Glad to be able to add those. And this is just a good example of 360 games that are very cheap. You can find for under $10 still, even with the 360 inflation going crazy. There's still a ton of really quality games that you can add to your collection, and I was glad to be able to find those. Included in this tier were also a couple of Assassin's Creed games. Obviously this one was picked up at GameStop. This was during their 4 under 10 for 20. So this one actually wound up costing me $4.75. And then we have this Black Flag Assassin's Creed, which I actually picked up at the thrift store. This one was about, I think, $3.25 was how much this one was. So a couple of cool Assassin's Creed games. Then GameStop also had some decent titles, nothing super rare in this bunch, but just some stuff that I didn't really see too often, including Star Trek, which was a really cool pickup. Monopoly, I was glad to find that. The Ninja Gaiden 2 game was a fun pickup as well. Superman Returns, not the most fun game, but still cool to find. Viking, I was glad to add this one back into my collection. Green Lantern, which is more fun than you would think. And then a hack and slasher like Dragon Age 2, which was fun to find. Also, Infinite Undiscovery. I didn't even know that this was a game, but was glad to find that. And then Mutants in Manhattan was a fun add back into the collection. I've had this on a number of consoles, but didn't have it on the 360, so was glad to bring that back in. And then just moving over to some more of like the higher tier games, games that I was glad to find. The Naruto adventure game, so Rise of a Ninja was a cool one to find as well. Deadpool, everybody knows how crazy Deadpool is. This was a more recent 360 pickup, so was glad to find that. I picked a bunch of these up on the same day. So Velvet Assassin, another like stealth assassin game, third person action adventure game, pretty fun. 99 Nights, a hack and slasher similar to that of like Dynasty Warriors, really cool pickup. Spider-Man Friend or Foe, was glad to find that because I've been trying to add the Spider-Man games back into the collection. Need for Speed Most Wanted was another solid pickup. I would say my favorite pickup of all 360 pickups would be this X-Men Origins Wolverine. This is my favorite 360 pickup of the summer, so really glad that I was able to find that. Captain America was a fun find. Also recently, like just the other day, picked up Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon, so another really cool find, as well as Afro Samurai and Spider-Man Web of Shadows. So a lot of really cool 360 stuff. Was glad to be able to snag all of these so far this summer. Then moving on over to PlayStation. We'll start off with this PAL PlayStation that I was able to find. Very good condition PAL PlayStation. Yes, I know there's the gigahertz issues and stuff like that, but I was pretty stoked because you know, this was really clean. Picked this up at a thrift store for like 36 or 37 bucks. It came with the controller and all the plugins. Everything was in solid condition, so was glad to find that. A couple games that I'm gonna be that I'm on the lookout to pick up for this is Rapid Reload, as well as Crisis Beat. So those are two games that I'm really wanting to try and find for this. I've got my eye out, and I'll keep on searching and saving. All right, so we'll start off with some of the PS2 finds that I was able to get on the during the summer, and we'll just talk about a few notable ones. Of course, Shadow Hearts was a really cool find. GameStop treated me well. This was like 73 bucks at GameStop. This is like a $120 game. Got a copy of Def Jam Fight for New York for free during GameStop's Buy Two Get One. So this is a free pickup here. Was glad to find those. A couple of Champions games as well, and I added Tales of the Abyss back into the collection. I found Suikoden 3 at GameStop this summer, which was really cool. Did some online. I did not have many online purchases this summer, but I did get a bundle that included Maximo Army of Zin. I wanted to add this back to my PS2 collection, but this came with like 6 games, a few of which I've sold and basically made Maximo free. So I've sold a couple of those games, and I also kept a couple of them in the collection as well. Seven Samurai was an online pickup. Same thing with Hulk and Spawn. So had a few PS2 online pickups that was really cool. And then Rogue Galaxy, which is one that I used to have in my collection, I added that back in. So was glad to add that back to the collection. Had a bunch of free PS2 games come my way, including Spyro, Grand Theft Auto, Lord of the Rings, Pac-Man 2. I guess these were games that GameStop wasn't able to scan into their system, so they had them in a bucket up front and they gave them to me for free. Rebel Raiders was included in that, as well as Wayne Gretzky, so that was free as well. Got a couple PS2 games for $5 because they were $9.99 at GameStop, but I bought them during the 4 under 10 for 20. So Final Fantasy 2 was $4.75. Grand Theft Auto 3 was $4.75. Grand Theft Auto and San Andreas was $4.75. So those were some cool pickups. Was glad for that. Then also had some really cool PS3 finds this summer. In addition to a PS2. So I actually bought a complete PS2 fat system over the summer. But I didn't really want the console because I run into those a lot. I've actually sold like 1 or 2 already, but the controller was in pretty good shape, and it also came with a memory card. So I wound up keeping the memory card and the controller, and I sold the console and the power cord to make some of the money back that I spent on that. The console, memory card, controller, all of that was 50, but I wound up selling the console by itself for about 45 bucks. So pretty much $5 for a PS2 controller and a memory card. I'm not mad at that at all. Then you've got a bunch of games that I wound up picking up from a thrift store earlier in the summer, and which included Dark Souls, Darksiders. This Darksider is actually sealed, brand new. Iron Man was $4.75. Kingdom Hearts was $4.75. These were all picked up during the 4 and 10 for 20. Same with Dragon's Dogma. Uncharted Dual Pack was $5. This was a really fun pickup. Actually wound up getting this limited edition Metal Gear Solid 4 for $4.75. This actually includes a Blu-ray movie with it. Really good find. Killer is Dead Special Edition was I think 18 or 15 bucks. So really cool. They charged me the same price as the standard edition Killer is Dead. Wasn't mad at that. Found this long box copy of Game Day at a thrift store. So this was just super nostalgic to find that. Was really glad to find that long box copy of Game Day. It's super clean on the inside too. So that was a really fun pickup. Then you have some more like PS3 games underneath here, as well as some PS1 games. So more $5 PS3 games that I got during the promotional sale, including Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ratchet and Clank All for One, Infamous 2, Grand Theft Auto 4, Star Wars The Force Unleashed. So all of these came in at $4.75. Oh, same thing with Genesis Collection. Was really glad about this Genesis Collection because I was actually able to go into a GameStop the other day and get the Streets of Rage and Golden Axe poster for free. So I just threw that in there to complete my copy. Just add a little something special in there. So I was glad to add all of these to the collection for $5. That was definitely cool. And then in addition, I picked up some other games that I added to the collection, including the Silent Hill HD series, Ultimate Alliance, which I found for 19 bucks. The Amazing Spider-Man. Again, this is another $19 pickup. Hulk, this one I had to pick up online because I wasn't able to find this one anywhere. And I really wanted to add to the Marvel games in my collection. But the Hulk that I actually wound up buying for PS2, the graphics were horrible. The gameplay wasn't as good. These graphics are amazing. And the gameplay is really great on this one. So I'm glad that I went up a generation to the PS3. Found Spider-Man Web of Shadows this summer, which was an interesting find. Silent Hill Downpour, also found this summer at a GameStop outside of my city, so that was a pretty cool pickup. Was totally stoked when I found this copy of Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I had already had a copy, but the cover art on my copy was like destroyed. It had a lot of water damage that turned this white part pink. So to get a better cover art and then complete my copy with a clean manual, now I have a clean copy of Web of Shadows in the collection, so was glad to have that added. Then Tekken Hybrid. This one was another one that came with like a feature-length movie. I thought this was pretty cool. Great Tekken HD game. Alice Madness Returns. This was a condition upgrade for me this summer. Silent Hill Homecoming and Metal Gear Solid were new additions. And then this copy of Spider-Man was a really fun pickup for me this summer because I had a copy of this, sold it when I got rid of a lot of my retro games, and I was on a mission this summer to just get my retro games back. A lot of these games are games that I've had in my collection a long time ago, sold them, so I'm really just getting them back in my collection because I really just regretted selling a lot of them a couple years ago. Had some PS1 success this summer too. Was really hype about that. This was earlier in the summer though, but found copies of Lunar and Lunar 2. So got the Lunar Silver Star story complete, as well as Lunar 2. Actually got all the extras and everything that came with these. I just don't have that big box to put it all in. So hopefully, I'm hoping that I can run into that at some point in the future and, complete that. Also got some free PS1 games as well from GameStop, including this SpongeBob SquarePants, NHL 99, Rock the Rink, and then NHL 97. So these were all games that, like I said, I guess somebody had done a trade-in, and GameStop, either they weren't accepting these games or they just couldn't scan them in, and the customer didn't want to take them back. So they just let me have them for free because they weren't going to do anything with them. And I just told myself, worst case scenario, I could just do case swaps with those, use those for case swaps on some of my better games. Same thing with this copy of NHL 98. One game that I was really stoked to find was this PlayStation Magazine, Underground Magazine game, like a sample edition. So this was really cool. Whoa, this was really cool and just a super nostalgic pickup for me. So both discs were really clean. Was really glad about that. So added that to the collection. Also got this free copy of Resident Evil Survivor. I guess during like a return, there was a mix-up. They thought that I returned this back to them in error. I wasn't too sure, but I'm pretty sure this just wound up being a free game for me. So Resident Evil Survivor, disc only. It's cool. It's free. I'll take it. I'll keep it. Still looking for a case for this pickup. Wound up picking up Ark the Lad. Or Ark the Lad, the collection on the PS1. I have, again, all of the extras like the book and all that other extra stuff. I just don't have the big box for it or a case for it. So I'm still looking for a case for that one. So that's those pickups there. Just gonna tuck that in this box here. And then had some cartridge pickups this summer, which was really cool. I found a flea market that I didn't know existed, and I wound up snagging up some Game Gear games. So Streets of Rage on the Game Gear, Spider-Man on the Game Gear, Mortal Kombat, and Sonic Triple Trouble. So a couple of these were from the thrift store, and well, this one was from the thrift store. And then these three were from a flea market. So really cool there. Then we had an N64 pickup. This one was picked up during the buy two get one free. GameStop actually messed up. I had ordered a copy of Mario Party 2. They sent me Mario Party. I was upset, but it is what it is. I didn't make a fuss. I just kept the Mario Party. Strider was a Sega Genesis game I got for free during their buy two get one. And then I actually recently, very recently, picked up this copy of Spider-Man, the animated series on the Sega Genesis at a local GameStop. So had some local pickups there, which was pretty cool. GameStop found some really good DS stuff at GameStop, including Touch and Roll, Donkey Kong, Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2. So that one was a good pickup. Was psyched to find this copy of Dragon Quest 9 on the DS. So this was complete in box, very good condition. Found that at GameStop. And then used the buy two get one to pick up, used the 4 under 10 for 20 to pick up this copy of FIFA 15 for $4.75. So this was a really good pickup. I'm glad to add this soccer game to the DS collection. River City Ransom on the NES. This was a buy two get one promo, so definitely got a good deal on that. This was a thrift store pickup for Final Fantasy Tactics A2, and a couple more recent pickups. Picked up a copy of Shovel Knight on the 3DS. This was a really recent pickup on the from GameStop the other day. No deal on this one. I think this one was like 26 bucks. But this was a very clean copy. It was complete in box. It has the manual and everything. And I got it because I had actually sold my Switch version of Shovel Knight. So I was actually glad to add this one back into the collection. This is one that I'm going to be playing. And then Sonic Rush Adventure. I immediately picked this up because when I sold off a bunch of retro games, I had Sonic Rush on the DS, but you have Sonic Rush and then you have Sonic Rush Adventure. And I think this one has some more content. So was glad to find this, added it back into the collection as well. And then had some Dreamcast games. This is the wild part. So in that box of free games that I got from GameStop that they didn't accept, the person who traded their games in had a bunch of like old school sports games on the Dreamcast, which I was a big sports game player on the Dreamcast. Not so much NHL 2K, but World Series Baseball I did play. So I did take and keep these games, added them to my collection. Also kept the web browser. This was a game that I actually purchased very recently. House of the Dead 2. Was really shocked to see that they had this at GameStop. This was a $15 pickup, so added that there. I played that a lot in the arcade. NBA 2K1. Played this every morning before going to school. I was a huge Milwaukee Bucks fan at the time. I think this was when Ray Allen was on the Milwaukee Bucks. Played with them a ton. NFL 2K, huge fan of that. World Series Baseball 2K and NFL 2K1. So these were some free games that I got at GameStop. Was really stoked about that. Yeah, so I mean, like, just when you look at the box, I mean, you know, a lot of free games in this box, a lot of buy two get ones that made it free. Definitely looks like I spent more, but I really did not. I would say this box, if I had to guess, probably didn't run me more than 300 bucks or so, maybe 350. And like I said, a lot of the stuff that I didn't really want, I wound up selling to recoup some of that money. So really good stuff here, really good stuff here. And then we'll kind of take it to this last box, which is the GameCube box, because believe it or not, there was a lot of GameCube stuff that I found this summer at GameStop for sure, but I recently got a bunch of GameCube games at the thrift store. So some of these did not have their case and manual, which it is what it is. The reason why I kept some of these was because they were free. I picked them up during the buy two get one. So one of those was the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. So I picked that up, kept that because this was a freebie. And then also, what else was there? So Mario Party 7, no case, so pick that one up. I don't think this game was free, but it was part of a buy two get one free, so took advantage there. A few games that I picked up recently from the thrift store includes this copy of Mario Party Tennis. This was a thrift store find for 15 bucks. I would say 9 out of 10 condition, complete in box, very good. Pikmin, this was a buy two get one free during their buy two get one, the second one that they had at the beginning of the summer. So this one was a part of a buy two get one. Then you had Shadow, complete in box. This was a GameStop pickup, part of a buy two get one bundle. Same thing with Zelda Collector's Edition, part of a buy two get one. These three I recently picked up this last weekend from a thrift store. These were 24 bucks a piece. Zelda Wind Waker and then Kirby's Air Ride. This Kirby's Air Ride was a condition upgrade. I actually already had a copy of Kirby's Air Ride, so it's down there. So that copy is being sold. This copy is being added to the collection. And then Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. So added those 3 GameCube games over the summer. Then a couple more buy two get one pickups. So picked up Solid Snake, the Twins, off of GameStop's buy two get one. This was part of a 3 game purchase that allowed me to get Def Jam Fight for New York for free. So pick that up. Sonic Riders, I actually just walked into GameStop and found this one, so pick that one up. Ocarina of Time, this one is not complete, but it was part of a buy two get one, so I wasn't mad about that. I kept that. Mario Party 6, this was one of the first games that I found in store, and I actually don't think this one was a summer pickup. I think this one was more so in spring. I think this was just in my GameCube box. Mario Party Sunshine was another pickup. Battalion Wars was another recent pickup. This one was a cheapie. This Xbox game snuck in here. So I did pick this up, this copy of Blood Rain, because it wound up being $4.75. GameStop had this for $9.99. I tried to put this in my 360 and play it, and it didn't work. Said I needed some type of special hard drive, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or not. I might. Then I had some Wii finds. Budokai Tenkaichi. I don't think I got any deals on this. I think I just paid like a pro member price for this. So this was just a straight up like $17 or $18 purchase. Got a sealed copy of Resident Evil 4 the other day. This was $4. Super Punch Out from GameStop. I think this was part of a buy two get one. This copy of Wii Resort I purchased. It came in a bundle where I bought this and a complete in box Nintendo Wii that had the reverse compatibility with GameCube games. I got this from a thrift store. That was $30. So I actually wound up selling the Wii itself for $60, and I just kept the Wii Sports Resort. So this one wound up being free. And then this special edition Metroid Prime trilogy. I didn't realize this game was like $100. But I bought this from GameStop. Got 25% off on this one. Wound up coming to like 54 bucks. So it was a pretty sweet deal for this Metroid Prime trilogy on the Wii. So a really good deal there. And then also picked up this copy of a brand new sealed copy of Ski and Shoot. I got this at the thrift store, and this wound up being $1.25 because it was 75% off the sticker price. So for $1.25, not bad. I mean, this isn't anything rare or special on the Wii, but it was $1.25, brand new Wii game, and went ahead and added that. So these are all the pickups so far for the summer. And this is everything that I'm keeping. This is stuff that's going into the collection. There may be 2 or 3 items here or there that I'm considering selling, not keeping in the collection. But considering how much of this stuff was free, how much of it was just bought during promotions, I feel like I got really, really good deals here. And I'm going to be spending like the back end of the summer just recouping by selling off some stuff. Let me know what you think about what I got here. Do you see any games that you happen to pick up? What games stood out to you the most? Let me know down in the comments. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.